All right, folks, good morning and welcome to the Coffee Run with John here. I know we have probably a smaller than usual audience today. I know Brian from Hawaiian Crap Shoes is live right now doing some practicing I think they're doing practice for a Vegas trip. But anyway, they're on live, so it'll be just us friends today. And I got to show you my new toy. Not really a toy, but Washington State Cougar dad. I went to go see my daughter last weekend at college. Got to visit the family down there and a little bit of house shopping maybe along the way home. So we had a really good weekend, and I'm feeling pretty well refreshed. So yeah, anyway, welcome back into the Coffee Run. I got a couple things to go over today. Should be a pretty good week, actually. I think I got some fun stuff planned for us. Let's take a look at what's happening. First things first, a reminder of this dice cruise. So if you're still interested in going on the cruise with us out of Texas, we out of Galveston, Texas, at the end of the month. Myself will be there. Old Man Earl's going to be there. Jen's going to be there. Of course, the crew from Premier Casino Hosting will be there, and I think a few other of their other clients. So yeah, if you want in on this, let me know. My phone number is on here. You can always drop me an email to john@procrafts.net and let me know. But yeah, end of this month, we're within 4 weeks. I got to buy my plane tickets and play on the cruise ship. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to my first ever cruise. So should be a good experience. Anyway, there is that. Next is this. Trip around the table will be this Sunday. I'm working on my guest right now, so hopefully I'll let you know tomorrow who it's going to be. But my first trip around the table for April will be this Sunday. I believe Jeff and Dylan are going to start up Craps Chat next weekend, I think. Hopefully, we'll find out. I'll drop them a note today, and we'll see what they're going to do. But that'll start next week. I want to talk today about the daily paycheck. I'm going to make some changes to the show, slight changes to this, not major changes, but some slight changes. I want to talk about how we're going to play from this point forward, mostly from this point forward. And I want to talk about the math of the drawdown. Now, Jacob from Wager Me This is in the chat. Here he is. He's my guy. I hope he's talking to me. I'm just sure he is. Anyway, he had he put a video out like 45 minutes ago. I watched it. I just finished it. And he brings up so many good points in this video that I have to talk about it. I gotta come right back and talk through it because he makes a point about strategy play and about plays versus strategy. And I really want to talk to you about the Dallas drawdown and the daily paycheck. When I get into that segment here, I think I'm going to go to the table and we're going to talk about what Jacob talked about. And I'd love to get his thoughts on what I'm going to say, because it's going to take what he said and I'm going to add a layer of complexity to it that you're all going to say I'm crazy, but I want to make sure I explain it well. So we'll do that in here in a few minutes. But let's review the play of the drawdown, or of the paycheck, the drawdown, and how does the projections work? Because that's a new thing I added to it. I broke something else, but I added projections. So anyway, we'll do that. Tomorrow, by the way, it's not on here on screen, but tomorrow I'm going to have George from CY on with me for the show. We're going to reveal tomorrow the brackets. So we're done with the qualifier. So we've done all the qualifications for the shooters tournament. We have the top 32 shooters. They have qualified in with their long rolls. Tomorrow, George and I are going to release the bracket. I'll show you the bracket, who's playing against who, how the top 32 shooters are going to work itself through to get to the 16 to the 8 to the 4. And he'll do some handicapping. We'll talk about what we saw. We'll go through some of the stats together, and I just want to get George's perspective on his brainchild. Like, this whole thing is his idea, so I want to see how he sees how it's going on. So anyway, that's tomorrow's show. Will be with George from CY. So don't miss that. It's going to be hella fun tomorrow with George. So all right, let's get into the daily paycheck here. So first of all, the day review, we did good today. We won $950 today, which is awesome. Now, we went out there with a big bankroll with huge ass bets. We hit our number and we're done. What I've changed about the way the play style that I'm going to do is this. I'm not just going to roll out there and drop 4K on the table for one roll and YOLO this thing. I mean, I kind of am, but I'm not. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to get up in the morning and just crack my knuckles, roll out there with my first sip of coffee and put $5,000 at risk, right? Now, I know the guys who do not believe in dice influence are going to laugh at me right now when I say this, but I want to feel it out a little bit. I want to get out there, have a cup of coffee, drop a pass line bet out there, and play a little bit. I want to just throw the dice, at least for one shooter, maybe two shooters, just kind of get a feel for where I'm at. and just kind of warm up a little bit and just kind of talk through it and just kind of wake up for a minute before I do whatever I'm going to do that day. And again, it's not like I'm looking to be, the Wizard of Dice influence here. I just want to get warmed up and sort of get after it. So that's what's going to happen first thing. I'll do a little pass line, maybe a little parlay out there and sort of feel things out. I might even do like a smaller cross bet. I mean, I can see myself doing 25 in the pass line and 64 across, burn $100 for the first shooter or two and just kind of feel it through. And then I'll come in and go, okay, now it's time to really kind of go after this thing and we'll do our thing. I'll always finish the show, depending on where we are, how we won or lost. I'll finish it with about 125 across. I'll have a pass line bet and 125 in the box, and we'll just run it out like I did today. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. But I'm just going to basically kind of warm up, play my thing, cool down, like a workout at the gym sort of thing. And that's how it's going to go every day. So we'll see. Some days I'm going to burn it. Some days I'm not. So that's the plan for my half of the show. Now for your part of the show, by the way, here's our overall stats. And I want to show you this because our overall stats, we're up about 20 grand right now, a little more than 22,000 and change is our total. I got a problem in the math right now. There's something weird. Like this is the actual number. We're up $20,000 in strategy play. I'm up 5,000 in excess, so our total should be 25,000. I made a change to the app that tracks all this, and somehow the simple basic math is not adding up. There's a problem somewhere. I did a change to get a percentage update, which works, but the overall number is wrong now. So I think I don't know, not carrying a one somewhere or something. I don't know. I'll fix it. I'll show it to you and I'll fix it in a minute. But that's where we are currently. And here's what I'm going to change. So I want to revisit kind of like, and in chat, please put this, do in chat, give me this, give me a DPC colon something. If you have thoughts about the DPC, I'm actually going to, not DPCL, DPC colon something. I'm going to filter the comments here by the letters DPC so I can see what your thoughts are. That show has got a couple of goals to it. One goal has been all this time, test out strategies. Let's test out whatever, Wayland's Mind or the 410 ladder, or we'll test out the Dallas Drawdown, or we're going to test out whatever, the Philly Special, or whatever we're going to do. It's always been about that. Like, what strategy can I trust to win me 10, 20% every day? What's the one way, or the two ways, or the three ways that we all say, yeah, I watched John play that strategy, and I go, you know what? That one speaks to me. That one doesn't, or that one doesn't. This one, whatever it is for your personal taste, you watch me play. Yes, I leaned in on something I kind of like. Or we can say, you know what? After running the Dolly Latterson, which was that progressive don't that we did, that thing got its ass kicked really bad. Like everybody said, nope, never playing that one. Well, good. The Daily Paycheck show kind of uncovered that. Like that strategy is not one to go to a paycheck with. My odds maker strategy, which I love playing, right? I love that strategy. It's a great cruise ship strategy. I can play the odds maker on the cruise ship for 3 days and earn a free cruise, but never have any money at risk because that thing always breaks even, right? For 20 days I ran it, I won $600, right? That thing just broke even all month long, which is what it's designed to do. It's designed to keep you out there, right? But you can learn through the show, like, hey, that's not a way for me, or that's not the way that we trusted. That was the purpose of the show way back when, right? It's also this exercise for me in discipline. Like, can I just get to my number and walk and not, or if I don't get it today, can I not just shove all in and be a degenerate? Like, it's practicing the discipline. It's also this idea of what it looks like to compound your wins, right? I'm going to show you what that means here in a minute. I want to get into how that calculation works, how the compounding win thing works. And it's always been about that. We're finally to the point, we've crossed over into the world where the compounding wins are going to start being meaningful. They've been very non-meaningful up to this point because we've been winning $100 at a time. The compounding wins only make sense when your bankroll buy-in actually can increase by enough money to make the win goal go up by enough money to make it matter. And you'll see that the steamroll effect of this thing, when I show you the next screen here, hopefully will make a ton of sense to you. So that's always been the goal, right? What strategies do we like, don't like, trust? Can we start getting discipline practice in? And what does compounding wins look like? Now, I've been executing that to this point with like $2,000 every day for the month, $3,000 every day for a month. Well, now we're going to start compounding. Now our wins are big enough to compound it. You'll see what I mean in a minute. That's going to be a change. And again, the gameplay is going to be a bit more quote unquote feel based. Whereas I'm going to get out there, warm up, talk to you all a little bit, do my thing, and then play my way. And then we're going to kind of warm it down. You'll enjoy that a little more, I think. As far as the show goes, it's how I would really do it. I would not wake up, get my Starbucks, run downstairs, and throw $5,000 on the table. So I'm not going to do that for you here. But I am going to put Crapsy back in the mix, probably starting tomorrow. I'm going to put Crapsy out there. So here we go. Let's see. So Jen says, yeah, she didn't want me to. Jen in the old days didn't like that I didn't pivot, right? And I don't like to be crazy pivot guy anyway. But the fact that I was like, we're going to play the mind all month long. I'm not going to ever get off the thing, right? Left me no room for error. Either the strategy that we were playing worked or it didn't work. That was it. I think that was important. And let me jump forward to screen. I'll come back to here in a minute. Because if you look at not that, we look at the strategy plays. And let me get to this screen here. You can see here which ones worked and which ones didn't, right? We would never know that the Red Cross and the 6, 7, 8 were that unbeatable. 18-4, 18-2. We never would have saw that the Dallas Drawdown, as scary as it is 19-5. These 80% win rate strategies are amazing to see. Like, wow, that's really good. The Latterson was 80% win rate, but the 4 losses were so soul crushing that you can't play it that way. You don't know that unless you watch me play it for 20 straight days. Like it's got to emerge like, hey, this sucked really bad for 20 days. That's how you find out that I'm never playing the Storm again. I had 3 great days early. We'd have been like, hey, the Storm is awesome. But in reality, it sucked, right? So I think that's what playing the strategies for a full month showed us. Now, I think we're at this point where we kind of know. Like, we kind of know the YOLO plays are what they are. The grinder plays are what they are. The come style plays are what they are. And we have to make decisions now. Do I want to play for $25 bets to win $900? How much is that? 36 wins? You got to win 36 $25 bets to make $900. It's like asking a lot, right? Grinding can work at some levels, but not at the bigger levels, right? You got to make the bets bigger. Now you got to, $100 bets, grind out 9 wins. That's a little bit more doable. Or, like we're doing now, $500 bets and win twice and be out. We're finding out the ways we like and what we trust more. And I think that was the point of it all along. So, So Lee says, my thought always been bet level was lower in the early months. And that's exactly right. The thing with the lower months, you buy in for $1,000, you win 100, your bankroll is 1,100. The next time in, you're not trying to win $110. Like that's a little bit ludicrous. What I wanted to do, and I'll show you this, was to start out and bet $1,000 until I could go in at 1,500. Like win enough money to where 1,500 was the next buy-in. Every $500, you kind of crawl your way up. It takes a month of wins to get from $1,000 buy-in to a $1,500 buy-in when you're doing this 10% level. Now that we're at 30 grand, the buy-in can become $4,000. And that now it's going to be a little bit quicker, the jumps. You'll see how the jumps go up super quick. Dice Dart, no, I know good and light side, dark side, light side. And yeah, being able to pivot is great. And I do know all the things, right? I know all the light side and dark side stuff. Pivoting is important. Sometimes it's just like, I say this to you, like, I know there's no math behind this. There's no reality behind me saying, I don't feel good today. Like today's going to be a shitty day. And some days I say that and it's a shitty day. You just have a bad feeling sometimes. That's a day, right? To maybe do a pivot. But because I've locked myself in so hard, I haven't been able to pivot. Or not haven't been able to, but I refused to pivot. So anyway, I'm going to bring Crapsy back probably tomorrow. And what I want to know from you in chat is this. For Crapsy play, we have a number of ways to do it. I can start you off with whatever bankroll size you want to start with. Like we can make it 10 grand like I started with. I can start you off, honestly, with the same 30,000 that I have. I can put you in with me right now. We all have $30,000. Let's do our thing. So talk to me about what you want to make your buy-in. First of all, the initial buy-in when I start Crapsy tomorrow, 10,000 where I started or 30,000 where I am. Give me that answer first. The second question I've got with regards to crapsy tomorrow, starting tomorrow, is do we do rebuys or not? Do I allow you to rebuy? If you go in there and go full degen and lose your money, I feel like you should be done. I would be done, right? Now, granted, it's my show. If I burned the whole bankroll, I would say, okay, reset time. We're going to restart it again. New 10,000 bucks. We'll start from zero. I should give you the same respect or the same chance. So we'll probably do that. But let me know in the chat there what you think you want to do as far as rebuys go. Okay, so there's the changes. We're going to do a little bit more warm up, play, cool down as far as the play style goes. I'm not going to lock myself into one way of playing the entire month. I'm going to probably play a lot of drawdown, a lot of skill 660, and a little bit of some come betting when I feel like it's going south. That's probably how I would do it in real life. That's how I'm going to do it here. So there is that. All right. And again, if you have questions, put a DPC in front of it. Let me know. Now, I want to address what Jacob said this morning. I'm going to go over here. Oh my God, look at the table. Why is it so gross looking? Can I get some light on the situation? That's better. All right, let's chat a little bit. And by the way, I told you I went to Wazoo this weekend to see my daughter. Got me some nice WSU chips for good luck here, the little Cougars chips. Yeah, stoked about that. All right, here we go. Jacob made this comment today, and I want to lean into this a little bit because this is super important. And here's the hopefully Jacob's still here. Listen to this. I'm gonna go with an across bet to demonstrate this. Okay, so here's the across bet. We can do it with the inside bet too. I'll do the across. Okay, the across bet gives you now, and again, this take this with a grain of salt. How I'm gonna explain what I'm about to explain. If I'm gonna YOLO, actually, let's do the YOLO. Let's do the big YOLO. Let's go the big. Like I'm gonna literally do my $2,500. We'll go 2,500 across. Okay, and you're gonna go, God, John, you're absolute maniac, right? Here we go. Right, with the $4,000 bankroll, this is not a maniacal play. This is probably an okay play. Okay, for a one hit and get out kind of a thing. Right, here we go. Now I'm going to say to you, we're going to try and dodge the 7. Now, here's the math that Jacob was talking this morning. What you're doing here is a play, right? He calls this a play. You might, I think El Toro likes to use the word betting system. Okay, it's whatever this or not betting. It's a betting, whatever you want to call this. It's not a strategy. It's just where your money is and how much money you got there. It's all that this is. What are your chances of winning here? Okay, you've got 6 ways to lose, obviously. You've got all told 24 ways to win. You got 10 ways to win between the 6 and the 8. 5 ways here, 5 here, that's 10. You got 4 ways to win on the 5 and 9 each, right? That's 18 total ways to win. And then you get your 6 ways to win on the 4 and 10. 24 ways you can win once. You have 6 ways that you can lose all of it. There's the first piece of math to remember, right? You have 24 ways to win one of these bets, any one of them. You've got 6 ways to lose them all. Okay, so, and your ratio here is this. That's 24 ways to win, 6 ways to lose. Okay, if you break that down, that's 4-1. 4 ways to win versus 1 way. We have 4-1. You're a 4-1 favorite. The way that we calculate probability on that, out of 5 possible outcomes, 4 are good, 1 is bad, 80% chance to win. Okay, that's how you know you have 80% chance to win. You have 4 ways versus 1. I'll make that one red so that's more obvious that it's shitty. There you go. Okay, there's the math of this. Now, if I dodge this, maybe let's see if can I puck is off. I'm going to work to come out and be a complete degenerate. And we got a 1, 2, 3, which is the other 6 combinations. 24 ways to win, 6 ways to lose, 6 ways to go. I hate you, shooter, right? Can we get a non-7? We do. We got an 8. So here's the thing. We dodged it. We got we got an 8. We win $700 and we get to go home and have some free ice cream. All good in the hood. And then I say this, we're going to take it down. We're going to take it all down, right? And we have dodged it. We've dodged the bullet. We got our money back in the rack. Everybody's happy. And then I go back out here for something else. Right? I've regressed. This is the strategy part. The strategy is your regression. And then I go out here and I go, cool, we're going to take that $100. We're going to go, let's just, whatever. It doesn't matter what I do. 96 across. Who cares? I'm going to play this out just for a second here. Right? There's your regression. I'll leave my winners and losers so you can see them. There, we'll get our hard ways. We're going to burn a whole $100 until the 7 comes. That was a 6, right? Or an 8. There's the 8, there's the point. And my point is this, we're dodging the bullet, right? And Jacob said this morning, it pays $21, by the way, $21. We'll lose the hard way, put it back, rack $20. As we're playing this out, you can say to yourself, well, the across bets have this advantage, right? I've dodged it once with the YOLO. I dodged it a second time on that play there. We're coming out. I'm not working, so it doesn't matter. That was a 9, not a 10. Here we go again. That's going to be a 6. Again, $21 winner. We'll lose the hard 6. We'll put the hard 6 back, and we're going to collect again. Again, this is the strategy. The strategy is collect a certain number of times before you're done. We've collected once, twice. Once, twice. We're going to, again, we still have the advantage over the 7 if you're going to follow the pure math of this thing, right? The expectational math, you're still here, okay? There's an 8. That's sweet. That pays $21. And again, I'm just going to same bet it just to keep things easy, okay? $21, lose the hard 8, put the hard 8 back, put that in the rack. Now we've won 3 times. And now what Jacob said this morning was, we are now even. Right? You've won you've beat the 7, not only 3 out of the 4 times you're supposed to, you did it in a row, which is fantastic. Technically speaking, you're at a 1-to-1 now. If you're looking at it like you've used up the bullets in your gun, you have 1 left, right? If we beat it here, which we do, we're exactly where we should be. There's our $21 win again. $21 win. That does pay 9-to-1. Goes to $10. We're going to parlay that in, take the $21 to the rack, and now we're here. We've won our 4 times. We're expected to lose the next one if you follow the quote-unquote math or the what's expected to happen to you next, right? Here's where you go strategically. I've pulled money off the table. I beat the 7 like I ought to, right? If the next roll is not a 7, we're in some weird variant where we've exceeded the expectations and you're like, oh my God, that's fantastic, right? And you could kind of reset your game here or be done. That's what he was talking about this morning, which is great. This is good advice, right? Being aware of where you are in space. In other words, like, okay, I beat it more than I should, right? Here's 2 11s in a row because, you know, shoot, 3 11s in a row. Good Lord, Johnny. This table, there's a 9. Okay, there's a 9. That was not a 10, that was a 9. That is the point. So if you look at this, I'm going to put an extra 1 there. We actually beat the 7 an extra time, right? And that'll again pay $21. I'm not going to do anything crazy here. $21, right? There's 21, and now we've got $102 in the rack, more than we started with. Doubled our money, and we're in. Here's the variant. We're in this crazy thing. Let's turn the puck off for a minute and say that's great. We did our job, right? We YOLO'd it. We paid for some bets, went across, and did our thing. My question to you is this, and here's going to be the question, and this is the one that's going to probably blow your minds a little bit. That all being said and done, let's go back to this. Let's go right back out and say, you know what? We're going to go back and re-YOLO this. What's your expectation to win right here? And here's the question that I have, and I think this is an important thing. Take what happened earlier out of the mix, right? While we were playing the across bets, we were in this kind of cycle, okay? Did our thing, hit the point, blah, 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 whatever, right? What is our expectation right now for these bets? And this is going to be the thing that I think is going to be torturous on your brains. Here's that level of complexity, Jacob. I did this once before, and I beat it. Right now, we went back out there and beat the 7 a bunch of times while we were doing our thing. Now I'm going to say, hey, pretend this is Tuesday. It could be the same day, but it could be the next day. And I go back at pucks off. I'm going to go back at it with the full bore, right? Here's the thing I want you to realize. I'm playing against the 7 again for this strategy. The first time I played it, we got a win. I'm still here. I'm still looking at, okay, every time I make this bet here, I've got this 80% chance to win that, separate from the other bets, right? So if I just did this alone and walked away, came back Tuesday, I'd still be in this situation. I won it once, we're looking at like, okay, we beat it once out of the 4 times we're supposed to. And I said to you when we were playing this last month, like you got to win this thing 80% of the time. It doesn't matter if I roll, let's see what I roll here. I got a 5. Fantastic, right? We win our, in that case, it's going to win 560, right? 560 on the 5. Great. We beat the 7, and I turn my shit off and I go home, right? Or I just take my bets, bye-bye, go home. Here's where I am in the world, right? I go home. Tomorrow I come back, I put the bets back up again, and guess what? I'm right back where I was. This is the thing that's hard, I think, to realize, is that you're in this situation here with this set of bets every time this set of bets is made. And I said this before with regards to the 5 count, right? When these guys that play the 5 count, why I think it's so ridiculous, it doesn't matter if I put these bets out today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? I'm not coming in every day. You, technically speaking, are coming in every day with a new 80%. But what you got to realize, that 80% of the times that you make this bet, you're going to lose it, which ultimately means over the course of a 5-day week, if I do this once a day for 5 days, I should win 4 days, I should lose 1 day. That's what should happen. And it's not like, I realize that the dice, what we're saying is that, yes, every time you roll the dice, 80% chance to win. If you look at the overall long-term probabilities, this play here is a separate 80% chance to win this set of bets. And again, when I pull this down, oh my God, versus what's going to happen now. If I put let's say I just go out 110 inside. Let's say that's how I played my $100, 110 inside. This here has a separate set of chances. The number of times these bets are out here, they're going to win or lose 3 to 1. That's your percentage in here, right? On their own spin. When I pull these back, everything resets itself, and now I'm back to a new set of 80% chance to win this one here. I know it's hard to understand what I'm saying, I think, but here we go. That's actually got to be 50s in the end. But that's what I'm getting at. These bets right here are on their own 80% expectational cycle that they get played. Even if I pull these down and go to 96 across, you're still trying to dodge the 7 more than 4 to 1 times. But again, this bet here carries its own expectation, different than what you do next. And if what you do next, you lose the first roll, that does not mean that these bets here are now reset to 80% again. It means that you're still playing with fire with the bets. And I want you to realize that every bet cycle that you make has its own thing. And again, if you're going to go, 60 or 36 and 8, but you're going to do a 5 count, it doesn't matter if 5 rolls go by and then these bets are on and then you turn them off and then 5 rolls go by and you turn them on again. You're still in the same spot. You're still going to be this 5 to 6. The way that this works here actually is 5 to 6 here for each bet. Each bet has a 5. You actually have a 10 to 6 expectation here. This doesn't change whether you take 5 rolls, 10 rolls, 20 rolls off. Whenever these bets are lit up, you're in this world. And if you win one, you win one, you win one, you win one, and you turn them off, it doesn't reset this, right? You're still here. You're still going to lose the right number of times that these bets are exposed. And that's the thing you have to remember, that taking bets off, coming back a different day, it doesn't matter. This you're still in this world. I've won this bet 4 times. I'm still probably going to lose the next 1 to 1. Got to remember that. That's the hardest thing to remember when you talk about the math, and there's no better way to visualize that than to say that each of these bets has its own life cycle relationships to the 7. I know you're playing one giant session, but you have to look at this bet here, this big across bet, as an independent trial versus what happens next or before or between sessions. So this thing here is going to lose 80% of the time, regardless of what happens after I play it. And that's a tough nut to crack, and it's even harder to explain correctly. And again, the dice don't give a shit, right? We go back over here. Let's go back here. The dice don't really care, right? Every roll of the dice is an 80% chance to win that across bet. But if you're looking at like, I'm going to lose whatever, 1 out of 5 trials on the across bet, because it's Monday or Tuesday and you won yesterday, you're still going to lose 1 out of 5 times you do that bet. It's not just because you beat it today, tomorrow it resets itself. You're still chasing that 80% overall win. And that's hard it's hard to grasp that in real time, I suppose, right? So we'll talk more about that as we go along here. In math next week, I think we're going to start the math stuff, and I'll try and give you some better looks at what I mean by all that. But it's important to know that when a certain bet is exposed, it's got its own probability. When you take that bet down and put different stuff out there, the probabilities of the 7 coming don't change overall, but that bet, you might think it's protected, but it's actually not. It's going to be re-exposed the next time it's out. So, all right, let's go. Let me go take a look here at the chats. And yeah, some good looking questions in here. What is that? Oh, that's my old from last week. I didn't change the thing. Let's see. What are the questions we have? We have, let's see. Dan says, if a player burns the bankroll, they should be out for a period of time, like real life. I like that, actually. And again, my show, if we do this daily paycheck thing where you're playing along with me in the daily paycheck, I'd like it to feel like you're bankroll building with me. I don't want this to be a competition of like, who can win the most money on John's rolls today? Like, I really would like to see you all try and build a bankroll at the same time that I do. That would be interesting, but hopefully you do that. Let's see. Cajun says, play along is a cute idea, but it's viable. Is it truly viable one on Craftsy? I don't know. And here's the other part of this is this. How do I word this right? I don't know what to do on the easy days. And I'll give you an example. Today was an easy day, right? I went out there today. I had a pass line bet that won. Next shooter, I 7'd out. Okay. I went out there for my YOLO. I did 2 rolls, made my paycheck, pulled the bets down, went across. 3 rolls later, the 7's out, and I'm done with the show, right? You're going to be beholden to me. You follow me? Like, if I decide I'm done playing, you're done playing. And so the question was, do I do that and then let it roll, keep throwing for another 30 rolls or some period of time to let you have a chance to play? Or is it just like, you got to be playing it on my schedule with the rolls I'm actually going to put out there? So we haven't decided that yet. I'd love to get your opinion on that. Like, as players, how do you want me to handle that? Like, if I have a quick, easy day, I want to be done. Should I keep rolling and let you all keep betting? Or is it like, hey, that was the trip to the casino, they closed the table down? Like, that's how I'm looking at it, right? So you think about that, how you would want to experience that in Crapsy. And again, this is not about, let me just roll forever and see what happens. This is more about, let's all be disciplined. So you may have your bets off that table faster than you want to. And I don't know how fair that is to you. So I want to get your thoughts on that. Let's see. Arcades. Basically, I'm not going to run the same strategy every day for a month. I'm going to run different things. We're going to warm up, play a thing, and kind of cool down. I will do a poll here in just a second, Jen. To do a poll, I got to get my browser set up, and I forgot to do it. Cajun Crafts, I do have plans. Yes, I do. Let me get my screen share again. I'll show you. Let's see. You don't want to see that. You want to see this. Oh, you know what? I got to show you this here too. Let me show you how this works. This is the builder thing. This is how the builder works. So where we are right now, I started today with 28 grand. We bought him for 4,000. The goal was 800. Okay. We won actually today, 942. you'll see that the whole spreadsheet changes. Right now, tomorrow, our buy-in, our bankroll is 28,942. Our buy-in's 4,500. Goal of 900. We win 900. We're going to win 900 4 days in a row. And at that point, the money in our rack compounds enough toward the next buy-in next Monday would be 5,000 with a $1,000 win goal. And we keep doing that until this thing can get up to 5,500. And then it goes to 6,000. And before you know it, we're going to be here in month 2. This is April. This is May. In June, right around week 2 in June, we should be at $100,000 because these buy-ins get bigger. Now we're going to be buying in month 2 for 7,500 to win 1,500, right? You get into where you're buying in for 10 grand, looking to win 2 grand. Like you're going to be, as we win more, the buy-ins get bigger and the goal gets bigger. And that's what's being calculated here. This is going to tell us every day what our buy-in should be and what our goal needs to be. So this note here in the Paycheck show is built off of this right here. So whatever the 15% of this rounded up to the nearest $500 is what the buy-in is. So 15% of the current bankroll rounded up to the nearest 500 is our buy-in. Our goal is 20% of that. That's how we're going to run the compounded win rate. Again, if you never lose, this is where you'll be. We're going to lose at least 4, 5, 6 times in here somewhere and have to reset things. So that's the spreadsheet that drove the calculation here. So we know what our wins are. And then again, that's how that's going to be. The question that was actually asked though was this. Let me go back over to here. The question that was asked was, are we going to branch out to other games? And the answer to that question is absolutely. I actually have thumbnails created now for Daily Paycheck for Baccarat, Daily Paycheck for Roulette, Daily Paycheck for Blackjack. So we're going to run the same show in all the games. It's not going to be one bankroll build across all the games. I'm not going to come out here and say, well, today we're going to play Blackjack, tomorrow we're going to play Baccarat and build our bankroll with different games. I'm going to try, when I say I say me or somebody will try and build from 10,000 to 100,000, the same style, but with roulette strategies. All roulette, all Baccarat, all Blackjack. I'm going to have people who know those games better than me come in and play them. I may deal for them. It'll be good for me to practice dealing, but we'll let them play it out. And that would be definitely a plan, is to have other games doing the same thing. I could say, hey, today we're going to play Baccarat and do it instead of craps, and build the bankroll with random ass games. I'd like to keep a show per game and have that be the way we build a bankroll versus just willy-nilly going to the casino and trying different things out. Although that may be more interesting. I don't know how you all feel about that. If you'd rather have me just play different games, that could be fun. That could be a lot of fun. I don't know. We'll see what we think is interesting. Let's finish this one out first. Then we can have another conversation about what to do next. But that is my thing. Let's see. And let's see. Jen says, my number one goal doesn't change. You are trying to, meaning me, to get to 100K. Give the rest of us a chance to keep building. Yeah, whatever you want to do is, like I said, I don't really have a problem with letting rebuys happen. What I don't want to do is use crapsy and encourage degeneracy. I want you all to play the thing that you're going to play, right? You do what you want to do with it. It's all about, like I said, when do I stop rolling? Like if I have a 10 roll day, like I did today, do I stop? And are you done playing? Or do I just roll till 7:45 every day, no matter what? We got to figure that piece out, and that'll come as we go. Let's get a few days under our belt, or a few weeks under our belt, and see what we feel like. Again, I'm going to do it kind of in response to how you all want to see it and feel it. That's what I'm going to do. All right. All right. Let me get out of here, guys. It's time to get prepped for work, and I'm going to roll out of here. Final thoughts. I think. Tom Marco, I'm going to put your comment. Jacob, like your shows. Jacob's been doing a lot of good craps content recently. Jacob was off for a while, I'm sure, doing sports betting and stuff, and now he's back doing more crap stuff, which is good. We need more of Jacob in our lives. Good reality check every time he comes out there. Sometimes just playing around, but today was a great reality check, and I think that you have you got to take into account what I said today. Take what Jacob said about dodging the 7, the expected number of times, and the decisions you have to make in that realm. layer onto that what I said today, which is the bet that you started with to get yourself down to that regression, that has its own set of probabilities separate from what's going on afterwards. You got to treat those things separately. I never said I was going to make a $20,000 place bet. Let me go back, Jen, and show you what and I think that's an important point, and I want to make sure that you got this. Let me go here. Can you see that? So just because the buy-in, even out here, right? The buy-in is 40K. The goal is let's go way out over here. Can you see this over here? Let's zoom in, way in. If the buy-in is 40, let's pretend I'm here, right? The buy-in's 40K, the goal is 8K, does not mean that I'm playing $8,000 place bets. Even down here, even if, God forbid, I had $1 million, right? Right? That doesn't mean I'm playing that size place bets. I mean, that's my win goal, right? Even at my local with $500 max bets, right? You can still win $8 grand, $500 at a time. It's easier when you're buying in for 40 to go to Vegas or Reno, where your table max bet is 1,000, right? And win 8 times instead of having to win 16 times. But yeah, I'm not going to run into table max issues. And I'm going to treat this whole thing like, let me go back to the screen here, like my table max in my local casino. I'm going to treat the whole thing $500,000 max bet. That's where we're going to stand. So I'm not worried about table max issues. I'm not going to place $20,000 bets. When I get to that point, right, we'll have to make a if God, let's get to that point. Let's make that be a problem first. But if I ever get there, huge buy-ins, I'll take the bets where I can take them, and we'll have to either win more or, find a high roller room. But yeah, you're right. It's an issue, but not for us. We're not, even like I said, even at a $40,000 buy-in, $500 max bets are fine. I can go $500 on the place and $500 on a put with odds, and we can make it work. I'm not super worried about that, but we're not going to have this issue here for sure. Let's see. Jen says, no thanks for other games. That's a great question. I would love it if there were things out there like Crapsy for roulette and for other games. There's not, but it would be super cool if somebody who knew how to write code would write a Crapsy kind of thing that was for roulette and other games. Eventually, that'll be a play along. There will be stuff out there that does that, I think, for sure. Jen says, roll till 7:45. I hear you there. Will I gain or lose viewers? Well, here's the thing. This is Casino Gaming TV, not Craps TV. So the idea for this channel has always been to do other games. And what I think I would do, Darksider, is I would like it if it was like me doing Craps like I do at 7 o'clock in the morning, and maybe at 8 o'clock, somebody else comes in and does roulette daily paycheck. And then at 9 o'clock, somebody comes in and does the Baccarat daily. Like, I want to stack them up. So it's like multiple shows every day. Maybe the coffee run is the first show of the day. Maybe this show is the one we do at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., right? Start the day with the coffee run. We talk about stuff, and then we go paycheck. And there's 4 hours of paycheck shows that are in craps, roulette, Bach, blackjack. Maybe that's the way to do it at some point. That'd be really great if I had the time and money to do that. I would love that. That would be, I think, really, really fun to do it. I think we would probably gain viewers doing that. If it was just me every day switching around games, you're right. I think we lose viewers. I don't think people want to watch me play roulette. Maybe you do. Or watch me play Baccarat. It might be fun to watch me deal Baccarat and fumble around like an idiot. That might be a fun part of the show. But you're right. I think you're right. This particular show we've grown into together as a group would probably hurt if I switch strategies. I really believe that. And yeah, you're right. The bets would have to scale. And that's why I'm doing it. That's why this is the reason why. And Jacob said this too, right? About you're buying in for $1 grand, right? What is your bet size based on your buy-in size, right? And I think if you're looking to win 20 bets, the bet's got to be smaller, right? If you're looking to win, like I am, 2 bets are bigger proportional to the bankroll. I think that's like what this paycheck show has taught us all. Should be that. Like, what should the buy-in be? What are the bet size relative to the buy-in? How many bets you got to win? and how do you want to play? I think that's really important. You know what I'm saying? Bet on black is a deal. Yeah, I hear you there. I hear you there, right? I also think, I'll tell you what's fun, man. I like that guy's channel. I'm gonna talk to him about getting him in to the thing. I think he's an interesting cat for sure. And I think Jack Ace too. Jack Ace is another person I think could, and maybe those two could kind of help and do like a little roulette show kind of thing. For sure. All right, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. I got to get to work. Y'all are awesome. Thanks for the feedback. Appreciate that. Did I miss anything in the PCs before I go? Did I miss anything important? I don't think I did. Let's see. What do I think? Let's see here. Matthew, what do you think of the law of thirds? What are you talking about? The law of thirds to roulette or craps? You talking about buy-in win goals? You talking about third of your bankroll, a third win goal, or are you talking about something else? You can explain that more to me. Duracell says, make a second backup table for open play after hitting gold. That's interesting. That's interesting. You want me to do 2 tables. So if I do a paycheck table and we all play together trying to build the bankroll, and then after we hit goal, switch the table out and go, okay, now we're going to switch to Craftsy table 2. And that's our whatever table. That's interesting. That's interesting. I still wish Craftsy would have the master bankroll thing, but yeah, that's interesting. I like that idea a lot. That's really pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah. All right. I got to go. It's 8:53. I'm going to be late here. So, a lot of talking. I got to rest my voice a little bit. Thanks for listening and for your comments all. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll do another paycheck, and we'll if you have more thoughts, obviously Discord me or email me, john@procraps.net, and we'll talk through it more and more. Thanks again all, and have a good rest of your Monday. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.